children, welcome back to English class. I'm Sabida Joseph, your English teacher. I hope you all are safe and healthy. Do you remember the poem The River? Very good. Now let us recollect it.
The poem is about the gentle as well as the harsh phases of the river. The poet has described the river using human characteristics. The poet talks about how the river keeps moving constantly through valleys and mountains and has no fixed home. The river can act like a hoarder and keep things buried within. The flowing river makes happy sounds just like a baby or a singer. However, in the last stanza, the poet reminds the readers that the river can be dangerous too. During floods, it swallows up everything just like a monster. Comprehension question number 1. How is the river like a wanderer? How is the river like a wanderer? Answer. The river is like a wanderer because it travels without any reason. The river travels without any reason. That is why the poet is called or says this river is like a wanderer. Question number 2. It's the 4 lines of the poem. The river's a hoarder and he buries down deep those little treasures that he wants to keep. Question A. Why has the poet compares the river to a hoarder? Why has the poet compares the river to a hoarder? Answer. River collects and keeps everything that comes across. So that poet has compared the river to a hoarder. We know the meaning of hoarder is someone who collects and saves many things. Just like that, this river collects and keeps everything that comes across. So the poet compared the river to a hoarder. Next question B. What little treasures do you think the river wants to keep? What little treasures do you think the river wants to keep? Answer. All the things that dropped in the river or swallowed up by it are the little treasures that river wants to keep. Here, whatever the river gets, he saves it, he collects it. That are the little treasures he has. That is why here says that all the things that dropped in the water or swallowed by it are the little treasures that river wants to keep. He keeps or buries down those little treasures that he wants to keep. So, all the things that dropped in the river or swallowed up by it are the little treasures that river wants to keep. Question number 3. Pick out words from the poem that show that the river always keeps moving. Pick out words from the poem that show that the river always keeps moving. Answer. The words like wanderer, nomad, tramp tells us that the river always keeps moving. Which are the words? Yes, the words like wanderer. What is the meaning of wanderer? Wanderer means someone who travels without any reason. So that is an example for that the river always keeps moving. Next word is nomad. What do you mean by nomad? Nomad is someone who likes to travel without a fixed home, who do not like to live in a fixed home. So that is also shows that river is moving. Next one is tramp. Tramp is someone who moves from town to town on foot. So that is also another example that the river keeps moving. So these words tells us that the words wanderer, nomad, tramp tells us that the river always keeps moving. Okay. Question number 4. How can the river act like a baby but also like a monster? How can the river act like a baby but also like a monster? Answer. The river is harmless and gurgling happily like a baby, but during floods, the river is like a destructive monster. What is the answer? The river is harmless and gurgling happily like a baby. What do you mean by gurgling? Gurgles is the sound made by baby. Okay. So the river is harmless like a baby and it is gurgling happily like a baby. But at the same time, it is like a monster. During floods, the river is like a destructive monster. So that is why the poetess says the river can act like a baby but also like a monster. Let's read the answer once more. The river is harmless and gurgling happily like a baby, but during floods, the river is like a destructive monster. Okay. Question number 5. Here also the 4 lines of the poem is given. The river's a monster, hungry and vexed. He's gobbled up trees and he'll swallow you next. Question A. Why does the poet call the river a monster? Why does the poet call the river a monster? Answer. The poet calls the river a monster because at times the river swallows up cities, towns, and everything that lies in its path. Why does poet call the river a monster? The poet calls the river a monster. Why? Because at times the river swallows up cities and everything that lies in its path. What do you mean by swallows? Swallow means take something in such that it completely disappears. So here the river swallows up or take the cities, towns and everything that comes in his way. Okay, that comes or lies in its path. That is why the poet says that the river is just like an irritated or worried monster who swallow everything. Okay, so let's read the answer once more. The poet calls the river a monster because at times the river swallows up cities, towns and everything that lies in its path. B. When do you think the river can be called angry and hungry? When do you think the river can be called angry and hungry? Answer. The river can be called as angry when its waves destroy everything during flood. It is called as hungry when it swallowed everything that lies in its path. So, when the river is angry, what he will do? He will destroy everything with his waves. When he is angry, what he will do? He will swallow everything that lies in its path. So, the river can be called as angry when its waves destroy everything during flood. It is called as hungry when it swallows everything that lies in its path. Okay, let's move on to the next question. C. Whom does the you in the last line refer to? In the last line we can see and he'll swallow you next. So the question is, whom does the you in the last line refer to? Answer. The you in the last line refers to the readers of the poem. The you in the last line refers to the readers. We are the reader, right? So the you in the last line refers to the readers of the poem. Think and answer. In the poem, the poet gives human qualities and emotions to the river. Why do you think the poet does that? What effect does it have while reading the poem? Discuss in the class. Why the poet gives human qualities and emotions to the river? Let's discuss. The river is a natural source of life. When it flows gently, it keeps support living organisms such as animals, human beings, and plants. The river can at times cause natural disasters. It displays its power and range as it gobbles up or destroys and uproots trees. Humans, like the river, have their positive and negative qualities. Therefore, we must accept people with their strengths and weaknesses. Children, now let us find out the rhyming scheme of the poem. You know what is rhyming words? What is rhyming word? Rhyming words are the words which end with the same sound. Okay, now let us find out what is the rhyming scheme of a poem or rhyming scheme of the words. Okay, children, here you can see 4 lines from the poem River. I hope you all know what is rhyming words. What is rhyming words? 2 or more words which have similar ending sound is known as rhyming words. In these lines, you can see these words tramp and camp have similar ending sound per sound. Camp and tramp. These 2 words have similar ending sound. So these are rhyming words. And here you can see another 2 words wanderer and place. Is these words rhyme together? No. The ending sound is different. So when the ending sound of words are similar or which rhyme together, we call it as rhyming words. Now let us find out the rhyming scheme of these lines. It is already given. I'll explain how to find out it. Okay. In the first line, we can see the word wanderer. We are giving a rhyming letter that is as A. Okay. Is there any other words rhyming with this word wanderer? No. No other words rhyme with the word wanderer. So let's take the next one, tramp. Is there any other word similar or ending sound with tramp? Yes, camp. So let us give the next alphabetic letter, that is B, to both these words. Okay. Now let us take the next line, ending sound. Ending word is place. Is there any word or ending sound is similar to this word place? No. No other words are similar to this word. So we are giving the next alphabetic letter C. Okay. So the words wanderer in the line 1 and place in line 3 do not rhyme. That's why we give them different letters, that is A and C. Okay. On the other hand, the words tramp and camp, they rhyme. So we label them with the same letter, that is B. Okay. To show that they have the same end sound. Thus, the rhyme scheme of the poem or these lines is A, B, C, B. Here, these 2 words are rhymed together. So we are giving the letters B in both words. This word end with a different sound. We are giving A. And this word place is also end with a different sound. So we are giving the letter C. So this is the rhyming scheme of the poem. Okay.
Children, I hope you all understood the question answers. Study it properly. Okay. Do you know what is the main theme of the poem? Yes. The river is beautiful, peaceful, and it is harmless. But at the same time, it is dangerous too. Who is the reason behind this harsh phase of the river? Yes, human beings. We are the reason behind this harsh phase of the river. So what we have to do? We have to protect them. We have to save rivers. That is our duty. Okay children, that's all for today. We'll meet next day with a new topic. Until then, take care and bye.